morning, I'm Rose from Grandma Rose's Open Pantry, and if y'all watched my video on sugar-free muscadine jelly, I told y'all I would come back and make a video on syrup, and I tried it yesterday and it worked good. So that was my timer. I've got some keto sausage balls that's fixing to come out of the oven. So I need to turn this off and get my keto sausage balls. Now you talk about something good. This syrup on these keto sausage balls is going to be delicious.
Now you've already got a video on
I do.
Facebook about your keto sausage balls. So
I'm just going to put this right here.
If anybody's interested, just go back and look at that. But
I do. I've got 5 1/3. It calls for 5 1/2 cups of juice, but I only had 5 1/3 cups. But I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna make it as if I had 5 1/2 cups because it's only just a little bit less than that. So what I'm trying
this
today.
is just muscadine juice.
This is just muscadine juice, and it's kind of thick because it's got some of the sediments in it, but that's okay. We like that.
Yep.
And what I'm trying today, the way I made it the other day, I put xanthan gum in it, but it was, and I only put just a little bit, but it was a little thicker than what I wanted it. So today I'm going to try using Sure Gel, but I'm only going to use like 2 tablespoons, which is about half a pack. And this is a 1.75 ounce pack, and it's the sugar for the less or no sugar added.
So basically,
Sure Gel.
what you do, let me understand. You're just going to use less Sure Gel
Yes.
than you would to make jelly.
Yes, and I'm going to make it the same. I'm going to
Okay.
use the same amount of sweetener, the same amount of juice, just I'm going to half the Sure Gel.
Okay.
So I'm hoping it's not going to be too thick, but if it is, you know what? I'll add a little more, I'll add a little grape juice to it. So I'm going to go ahead and put my Sure Gel in there and stir it up.
You think?
Yeah, I got to get my whisk.
It didn't look like it wanted to stir too much.
Yeah, it will. I just have to get my whisk out and get it stirred up. And I got my lids back here on low, sterilized, and I got my jars in this boiler right here underneath.
Underneath the biscuit.
Well, I had to have somewhere to put my biscuit.
Well, the other day we made a video, and after we listened to it, we heard these jars rattling here as the water boils to sanitize them. Well, we knew what it was as we were making the video, so we didn't think about the fact that it could be a nuisance sound to those listening. But anyway,
well, it's because
if
you're standing near the you're standing near the jars.
Yeah, but
and,
when the water gets to boiling, sometimes they bump each other, and it does make a sound.
so I'm going.
But anyway,
I'm
it'll
going
be
to
all
put
right.
this on high. All right, I'm just going to let, this has got to come to a rolling boil like it did when you saw my my muscadine jelly the other day. And Roy and I had some of that muscadine jelly for breakfast. And
with sausage first, and then when the sausage balls came out.
Keto biscuit, a sausage, and after the sausage balls came out, then we ate it with that. And so the keto sausage balls. So I'm going to just let this come up to a rolling boil. It'll probably take, I don't know, 3, 4 minutes, 5 minutes maybe. And then I'll come back and we're going to put our sweetener in there and let it come up to a rolling boil, and then we'll be ready to put it in our jars. So I'll see y'all back in a minute. It's beginning to boil, and I put a teaspoon of butter in it because that helps with the foam.
The frothing up at the top. Is that what that's for?
Yeah.
Okay.
The foam. Yeah.
The foam, frothing, yeah.
Yeah, that comes across.
You know, tomatoes, you call it froth, I call it foam.
No, I call it foam. You call it froth. I've just never heard it called froth, but yeah, I guess it is about the same thing as froth. Because I got a little frothing machine here that I use sometimes when I put cream in my coffee, and I'll froth it and get it like these you buy in these high-end stores. So I guess we can call it froth. Okay, it's about to get there. Just time I put that butter in there, that foam or froth, whichever, just kind of went down. So
All right.
it really helps.
Tell them
with
again
it.
exactly what you're waiting for right here and how long you want to cook it at
I'm
that
gonna turn
temperature.
my light on. Oh, it was on. I am waiting, or as you can see, it's boiling. See?
Yep.
You got it
Yep,
down in
yep.
there? Okay, it's boiling.
Okay.
Now what we're waiting for is when I stir it like this. You know,
It's disappearing right now.
it's
The rolling ball is
is
disappearing.
disappearing.
Okay.
So what I'm waiting for is when I stir it, that rolling ball keeps rolling.
And you found you may have to turn it actually
Well,
wide
it
open.
is on high.
Yeah, and
I
you have
do
to
this.
stand right here and watch it, right?
Yes, I do all of this on high. Because medium high, it won't come up to that, or it won't come up to that rolling boil like it has to. You have to do it on high.
On our stove.
On our stove now, I don't, you know,
Yes, you have to figure it out yourself, don't you?
yeah,
Okay.
you do. But, and all electric stoves are different. Mine is an old stove, so it may not get quite as hot as y'all's would, but, you'll just have to, you know your own stove. Don't trip over Evan, he's laying down. You just have to know your own stove. My jars are beginning to, I can hear it boiling. So we want to make sure that the same thing doesn't happen today that happened yesterday, and them just be there boiling and bumping against each other and us not even realizing it. Okay, it's about to get there. Alright, I'm going to quit stirring it for a minute. Let's see what. It's a fine line there as to when you can stir it down and when you can't. But as you can see, when I'm stirring, it's still boiling.
Yep.
You see
still
that?
boiling, right.
Okay. It's still boiling when I'm stirring it. I can't stir that boil down.
Is that when you add your...
That's when I add my sweetener. And this is erythritol. I did not have any of the pure cane like I like to use. This is erythritol and swerve that I'm using this morning. So I'm going to put that in there. And I may have to get my whisk out, because that swerve had clumped together a little bit in my jar, so I'm gonna have to whisk it out. Now once this comes up to another rolling boil, we're gonna let it boil for exactly 1 minute. I'm doing this just like I would do if I was making jelly. I just didn't put as much sugar gel, so I'm hoping that it's just going to be syrup instead of jelly. So it'll take this probably 3 or 4 minutes to come back up to that rolling boil, and as soon as it does, I'm going to turn my jars down a little bit, because I am going to water can this syrup. I didn't water can my jelly, but I am going to water can this water bath. When I say water bath the syrup for 10 minutes today. So, all right. As soon as this comes up, then we'll be back.
All right, I'm coming in.
All right. It's beginning to boil. I'm taking some of my jars out because I got too much water in there. And I got to pour some of that water out. Okay. Y'all see it boiling? All right. And I can't stir it down. You see that?
Wow.
All right, now it will scald you. Woo, we don't want it 10 minutes, do we? We're gonna put it on 1 minute. And you cook it 1 minute once this starts.
Once you get it to the point where it doesn't stir down.
Yep. Okay. Now it's gonna take it probably 12 hours, 10 to 12 hours to thicken up and make syrup because it's so boiling hot now. Roy's gonna taste it.
Wow. While it's boiling hot? Uh-huh.
No, Roy's gonna taste of it with one of these sausage balls over here. Well, you can either call them sausage balls or you can call them sausage biscuit. They really not a ball. They're more like a biscuit. But the recipe is
But let me tell you, they're
sausage
delicious.
balls. But so we got 16 seconds. But we're gonna let it cool for just a few seconds, and even though it won't be thick like syrup, he's gonna try it with one of these sausage
Oh,
balls over here.
I don't care if it's thick or thin.
Oh, I know you don't. Okay. All right. We're fixing to ladle it up in our jars. It doesn't look like syrup now, but it will be. And I do it up, I leave an inch head space. And I'll tell y'all every time, head space is from this bottom rim right here to the top of your jar. And you go around your jar, make sure there are no cracks, no chips. Wipe your jar off, wipe your lid off. Get you a hot lid out of your water back there. Put it on. Screw your band on, finger tight, just like that. And I'm gonna put this back down in my water. And I'm gonna do another one.
Now, if you're not going to water bath it
Turn this off.
like you did in the jelly the other day,
Nope, if you're not gonna water bath it, this is it.
then you tighten it down
You tighten it down as, yeah.
really tight as you
Yes.
can with your hand.
Yep,
If you're going to water bath it, you just tighten it snugly.
right.
Now, if you go back, if you're not familiar with canning, and you want to be able to do the things that Rose does with canning and sterilizing jars and so forth, go back to her sweet pickle recipe,
Yep,
because she taught you how to do that step by step on the sweet pickle recipe video.
yep.
And so you'll be up to date, you'll understand everything she's doing.
All right, go around your jar, make sure there are no chips and cracks. Clean off your lid. Get your clean off your jar lid. Get your hot lid. Screw it on. Finger tight. When you get it like that, give it one more turn, and that's finger tight. All right.
Not a turn all the way around, just one more twist.
Yeah, one more little twist.
Okay.
I think I'm about the same amount I have in my jelly.
Well, you added, good bit of non-sugar sweetener, so
Yeah.
it should have increased the volume some.
Okay. I'm gonna pour this in like so. I'm gonna have to come around a little bit, honey, so because of the cabinet I can't. Oh, there's gonna be just enough for you to eat with your biscuit. Okay. Clean your lid. Make sure there are no chips and cracks. That's that sound it was making on that video the other day. You hear it?
Yeah.
The jars are.
So the video on the where she made the jelly,
Jelly.
scuppering and jelly, you're going to hear a little bit of this.
You're gonna hear, yeah, a good bit of it. We just weren't aware of it because we just got used to that sound. So
I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to swap sides so I'm not standing right over
Right.
that sound.
yeah. All right. Now I don't need these, so I'm just gonna take them out of the water and. All right. Move these around some. All right, I'm gonna have to put a little bit more water in this. I'm gonna have to put a pint, because I poured a little bit too much out. Then it's got to cover the jars. I thought I'd have 4 pints, but I don't. So it's you gotta have, there we go. You gotta have at least an inch of head space. Some say 2 inches.
Above your lids.
Above your lids. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So, all right, I'm gonna put it up on high. These are gonna process for 10 minutes. Let me set my timer. And Roy is fixing to. There's not much here, honey. There's just a little bitty bit. Let me get a spoon. I'll just put it on this plate. That's all right. I mean, it's just a teeny little bit.
You were a little stingy, weren't you?
Honey, I can't help it. Okay, give me the camera and you taste.
Well, I'll tell you what. If you've got an open jar of jelly, I'll eat some of that jelly. Well, we made a film of that, though, didn't
Yeah.
we?
Yeah,
Okay.
I just wanted to see here.
Look,
Yeah, I just wanted to see
this-
the syrup I made today.
this is so delicious. I mean, you don't need the syrup. You got to make these. Now, you would call this keto, wouldn't you? This
Oh
biscuit.
yeah, that is keto.
Keto
Because
sausage
it's made
biscuit.
with almond flour.
Got some cheese, some almond flour.
All right. That's the syrup.
Now, for those of you
It's a little bit thicker than what, but
who aren't familiar with what we call this in the South, it's called sopping the syrup.
you soften your biscuit. Yeah.
Some people mash butter up in the syrup first and then sop.
And then they sop it with their biscuit.
Oh my. That syrup is delicious.
Good.
Now, why would you make your own? Because you can season it so much, and we're going to show you other ways to do
Well,
it.
and you don't have all the, it's not processed. You don't have all the foreign ingredients. What do you call it, honey? Not foreign ingredients. You don't
Additives.
have all the additives in it that you would when you buy it in the store. Because these came straight off the vine and
Now, on a strict
straight into
keto,
my pot.
on a strict keto, or some of you are on strict diets, you might say, well, I can't have that grape juice. Okay. We'll show you later that you can and why and what the science is behind it. But right now, for those of you who don't know that, and we haven't had a chance to cover all that, on your diets, most everybody hits a place where I have just got to have something to zap my flavor. Well, this is your out. This is one
I'm
of
gonna
them.
move around because that is so loud.
but
Those
she's-
jars.
But she's given you other things like the maple flavored custard, different sweets that aren't sweet. There's no added sugar in it. That when you just have to have something, you know, this is delicious. And the same thing with waffles. It's delicious. Okay,
All right.
this is good.
It's good. The syrup's good. It's gonna be good. So, thank y'all for joining me this morning. And Roy's fixing to sop out the pan.
Woo!
So, y'all share this video, please, and subscribe if you haven't already. And we will see y'all later on another video. Y'all have a good day. It's hot.
All right, Grandma.
Okay. One thing I forgot to tell y'all on this video that I had to come back and tell you is that never ever, never ever put boiling hot anything in a cold jar. Make sure your jars are hot, because it could cause, putting something boiling hot like this syrup or jellies in a cold jar can cause them to shatter and break, and you get burned really, really bad.
So leave them in your hot boiler until you're ready to use them.
Yes.
That's what she does over
Yes.
here.
Now, if you're making pickles or something where your syrup is not boiling that hot, it may be okay. Never in a cold jar. Maybe a room temperature jar. Never in a cold jar. But when you're making anything that's boiling hot, like syrup, jellies, jams, anything like that, always leave your jars in your hot water until you start to put them in, because, and I'm tightening these. After they come out of the water, they've already sealed, but after they come out of the water, you tighten that lid on down. So, but never, ever, ever put anything boiling hot in a cold jar, because you can get burned really, really bad. So I just wanted to come on and tell y'all that. See y'all next time.